What's the process I use to script, film, edit and publish videos quickly, easily, with the minimum of hassle? That's coming up in this video. I'm Martin Bamford from Bamford Media. We work with financial planners to deliver content that drives engagement and retains ideal clients. And increasingly, we are creating video content. I know that I'm recording more videos now than ever before, but recording video and making it good enough to share isn't necessarily the easiest process. And what I want to do in this video is just share with you and break down the steps that I follow for making videos, for scripting, filming, editing and publishing videos without too much hassle, making it as simple as possible. So here's what I do to create these videos. And the first thing is preparing them. And to prepare a video, I script it with bullet points, so big headlines and ideas, rather than trying to script it word for word. My reason for doing this, and I've tried both approaches, but when I was scripting a video word for word and writing out 500 or 1,000 words as a script, I found it much harder to actually press record and film that video because I was constantly reaching for words, trying to remember exactly what I'd written down on the page and then try and repeat it word for word. I was stumbling over my words as well because I wasn't thinking about what was in my head, I was thinking about what was on the page. So bullet points I think are preferable to scripts. It makes it much easier once you hit record to get on with it and actually film it. And it should hopefully come across as far more natural as well. If you haven't planned every single word you're planning to say, and if you're not reading from a script, then I think the video recording experience and sharing your videos should be a lot more natural as well. Tip number 2 is to have a permanent place to record. And I'm actually breaking that rule in this video right now. I'm not in my permanent place to record, I'm somewhere else. But I do have an area of my shed quarters at home which has a backdrop, which has some lights, which has a stool in front of it, which has a tripod set up, which has everything ready to go. So when I'm ready to record a video, I can pop the memory card into the camera, clip my microphone on, power everything up and just hit record. That I think is so important. If you have to spend time every time you want to record a video, setting up the perfect background environment, making sure it's in a quiet place, that it's well lit, that your camera's the right distance away, etc. I think that becomes overwhelming, it becomes too time consuming, and it takes your focus away from actually recording the video. Now I said I'm breaking the rule right now, and I am in a way, but I'm also not. I'm recording this video in my car, in a car park in the Surrey Hills, not far from where I live. And I have created what I'm quite happy with as a car filming setup, because a car is a fairly quiet place. It's nicely lit, lots of glass windows around me. And I can pop a tripod on the dashboard and sit here in a comfortable seat in a warm, dry place and record the videos, and I can go to a different location each time I want to go and record something. So having a permanent place to record, I think, makes the process so much easier, but mix it up from time to time as well. You don't have to stick to one location. I think it's quite nice for your viewers to see a different backdrop, a different environment when you record those videos. Tip number 3 is to have the right equipment and to make sure you know how it all works, how to use it well. And really, when it comes to creating videos for YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or for your website, this comes down to a number of elements. One, obviously, most important, I think, is the camera. I use a Canon M50, which is capable of recording in 4K. I actually record in 1080p HD most of the time. It's a bit easier to edit. But have a camera that has a flip-out screen, so you can position yourself on the screen, see where you are in the frame. Has an external microphone plug-in, so you can get really good sound quality. Now, for sound, I use a set of wireless Rode Link microphones. You can just about see the little lavalier microphone clips onto me here, and that plugs straight into the camera, so I'm not having to mess around and synchronize audio tracks. But it means you get a high quality sound recorded onto the track as you're recording your film. And these Rode Link microphones work from 100 meters away. So if I wanted to, I could pop the camera over there somewhere outside the car and you'd still be able to hear me clearly. Lighting is another really important one. I've not worried about any artificial lighting here in the car because, as I said, I've got these windows around me, got a lovely glass roof up here as well. But when I'm in my studio, I just have a couple of LED panel lights, which I flick on before I start recording. They light me from both sides, give me a nice, natural, even lighting. If you don't have those, just make sure you're facing a window. and you should get plenty of natural light through the window, which does a really good job too. A stable platform is really good and important too, so either a tripod, or in the case of recording on my car dashboard, I've got what's called a gorilla pod, which is one of these sets with flexible legs. So just have a nice stable platform for recording, and those are all the elements you need. Watch a few tutorials on YouTube, understand what you're doing, understand the settings, the best settings for your camera, for your microphone, and as they say, Bob is your uncle. Off you go, press record, and you can create your videos. Tip number 4 is to press the record button and then just start talking, and don't stop talking. You're going to fluff a line from time to time. You're going to forget what you're trying to say. You're going to lose your train of thought. That's fine. Just keep going. If you do mess up completely, just pause for a few seconds and then pick up from where you left off. So pick up from your last line. And then when you edit, just chop out the bits. You'll see as you watch this video where my chops are, where my edits are. And that's because I probably lost my train of thought. I got distracted by a butterfly flying across the front of the car a moment ago and my mind went somewhere else. That happens from time to time. We lose our train of thought. We stumble over some words. We just forget where we are in the script, in our bullet points, and we have to stop and start again. But don't make a big palaver over it. Don't press stop. Don't get all frustrated and get grumpy about it. Just keep recording, keep talking, pause for a few seconds so when you edit you can see where the mistake was, and then pick up and cut out your mistake at a later date. Just press record and leave it recording until you finish talking about what you want to talk about. Now, tip number 5 is really about editing, and it's an approach that we use called pattern interrupt. And all pattern interrupt means is it's quite boring for somebody to watch a 10 or a 20-minute video when it's just one person looking at you and talking to the screen, talking to the lens. So pattern interrupt for us means dropping in bits of stock footage. And it also means doing things that surprise the viewer. So for example, I recorded a video the other day and I was wearing a beanie, and I was talking about the economy, and it wasn't what you might expect to see from an investment professional talking about the global economy and forecasts for how the UK is going to do. I had my beard, I was wearing a beanie, I had a hoodie on. It didn't look like your typical investment advisor, and that's good. You want to disrupt people's typical train of thought and disrupt this pattern that we get into. Humans are very good at looking for patterns. We get too comfortable. And if you get comfortable, you're likely to be not paying much attention to what's being said. So interrupt the pattern. I know one chap that records a lot of videos for Facebook Live, and occasionally he'll do his Facebook Live whilst in a bubble bath. And it's a fantastic way of just making people think, do a bit of a double take, think what's going on there. They pay a bit more attention to your video content because their patterns are interrupted. So that's tip number 5. Tip number 6, and this is also an editing tip, and that is to keep a folder of your video and branding assets ready and to hand. When I make videos, I'll typically have a video stinger, which is a short video introduction, which I drop in. I'll have some music as a bit of a backing track. I'll have a title card with my name and title on it, and probably some other sort of logo elements too. I keep all of those in a Dropbox folder, so when I'm editing videos I can pull them straight into my editing program, my editing software, and it looks consistent, it feels consistent. But having those video assets to hand just makes the editing process so much simpler. And if you hire a third-party editor or work with someone else who edits your videos, then they can access that Dropbox folder too, and you can have consistency across all of your video output. And then tip number 7, to speed things up when you're sharing the video, is to have a template for the video description, whether you're sharing that on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or on your website. So the key bits, so if you're an investment advisor, a financial advisor, financial planner, you'll want to have your regulatory risk warnings and disclaimers as a template item, and also probably a bit about you, some links to your website, to your social media. Rather than having to go and copy it and paste it each time, you can have it in a folder, you can get it from there each time, and it's consistent, it's fast, you're not having to look for it and scrabble around the internet trying to find it from the last time you did it. So having that in place really makes sense. It makes it much faster to share your videos once you've recorded and edited them. So 7 tips there for how I streamline the scripting, the filming, the editing and the sharing of my videos. Video, I believe, is a really powerful content marketing tool for financial planners. It's something that more financial planners should be doing. Even if you're just talking into your smartphone and recording Instagram stories or short videos to share on Twitter, it gets people to get to know you a bit more for who you are, what you stand for, what you sound like, what you look like. They can see the whites of your eyes. So it's a really good way for making that human, personal connection, which is also important when it comes to driving up client engagement levels. So if you're interested in making videos, I'll put put a link in the description below to all the kit we use, the camera, the microphones, the lights, etc. And if you want to buy any of those using our links, it's an affiliate link, so we will earn a small commission from it, but it doesn't change the price for you. So it's a good deal for both parties concerned. So do check that out in the description below. I hope you found this video useful. Please do leave it a like. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about producing videos as a financial advisor, financial planner, and I'll be very happy to answer those for you. Until next time, I'm Martin Bamford, and thank you for watching.